All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Rip from the Headlines. We are live. It is Monday night. So it's good to see everybody in the chat. All of my favorites are here assembling, but it is so important. It's so important that if it's nearly 200 people, that the like should be commensurate with that as well, y'all. All right. So let's make sure we get the likes right. Let me get this right here. And be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and thumbs up at the same time. Okay? Thumbs up, all that good stuff at the same time. Okay, so we got that. Okay. There it goes. Okay. Hey everybody. Hey, Sherman. Sherman, Brother Ross Tucker, good to see you. Thank you for joining, Ross. Brandy Watts, thank you, Callie. Everybody, welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in. It is so important that we tune into shows like this because all that other stuff is purely fluff, everybody. It's pure fluff, okay? CL Crockett, I see you. Crystal Marie, 1155 spot on. Everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Zanette Page, I McDonald. It is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Please won't you be my neighbor? Cheryl Hill sent $10. She started it off. I appreciate you. Sometimes us bloggers need to hear that. We really do. We need to hear it. So thank you for saying you appreciate me. I appreciate you for viewing. I do. I really, really do. Okay. We're going to wait just a millisecond more for about 15 more people. Once we reach 200, we'll get started. Everybody, collectively, make sure you hit the like button. I know some bloggers say, I ain't going to be sitting on here begging for thumbs up. Well, you have to. That's the only way you're going to get viewers and the only way you're going to get paid, everybody. Okay. Hit the like button. Thank you. We reached 200 just that fast. Okay, in 5 minutes. So thank y'all. Thank you, I McDonald. Thank you so much. Okay. Let's get started. Okay. What are we going to start at? Oh, we have to do the government shutdown update right off the gate, y'all. Okay. So let's do the government shutdown update as soon as I got a better way of organizing my notes, y'all. Because y'all, sometimes I'll be looking for notes, honey, and sometimes it's like, okay. But yeah, we got a better way of organizing our notes. Okay. So the government shutdown update is very, very simple. The Senate has rejected dueling government funding bills on day 6, y'all. So this is day 6, and the Senate has rejected dueling government funding bills that were presented. Okay, so senators voted 52 to 42 on the House passed bill, which needed 60 votes to advance and would have funded the government at Biden-era spending levels until at least late November. The tally has remained virtually unchanged. That means nobody's budging, right? Yeah. Hey, Samara, hope you're feeling better. Hey, Shaky, Overseer Ware, y'all got me? Okay, so the number has not changed. 52-42, somebody needs 60 votes, okay? The trio of senators crossed over to vote with Republicans are Democrats. Yeah. Yes. Democrat Cortez Masto of Nevada, Angus King of Maine, and John Fetterman, of course, of Pennsylvania. They all crossed over to vote with Republicans, just as they did 3 times last week, but no other Democrats joined them, y'all. So yeah, you gotta keep an eye on these Democrats. Keep an eye on them. Fetterman, Cortez Masto, and Angus King. Yeah, we gotta really keep an eye on them. You're supposed to hold your 10 toes down. This is day 6, and now we're getting ready to start getting into the mode where people are not going to be getting paychecks, service members, TSA. Yeah, the next paycheck, you're not getting anything. Okay? All right. They're already starting the layoff and firing process is already beginning. The emails have already went out. Okay? So that is our government shutdown update. And it's just unfortunate that that's where we're at, y'all, in 2025. We've had 3 shutdowns in recent years, and they have all been under the Trump administration. I normally don't say his name, but I'm going to say it tonight. They've all been under him. Yeah. All right. We watching mid-season is coming. Oh, we watching Denver for real. For real. Okay, let's get to, what are we going to get to? Let's get to 3 things you need to know about. 3 things you need to know about. And we have an extra story tonight out of DC, out of Washington, DC. So we normally do 3, but there is an additional story that we have to bring you as well. But these are 3 things you must know about, okay? 3 stories you must know about. Okay, let me get this lined up here. Okay. Okay, so first of all, number one is the story out of Atlanta. Civil rights activists are joining the family of the young woman over in the jail that was beat up at the Fulton County Jail by another inmate. An Atlanta mother is asking for justice. And people are just saying this jail needs to be closed. We had a man that was eaten alive by bed bugs. Now an inmate has put another inmate on life support. Tyriana Ledbetter, a mentally disabled inmate, critically injured in a brutal assault at the Fulton County Jail. It's been criticized for its inhumane conditions, understaffing, and management failures, prompting federal oversight. The family is demanding accountability and plans to alert the FBI, the GBI, and the Justice Department about the incident. I just cannot imagine what the family is going through. This young woman, Tyriana Ledbetter, described by her mother as mentally disabled and reading at a 6th grade level, was attacked inside of her cell and is now in critical condition at Grady Memorial Hospital. Fellow inmate Shania White has been charged with aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and tampering with evidence. The mother saying that no one even contacted her. Her mother, Gloria Buckner, said her daughter should have never been housed with White. She has been strangled. You can say whatever you want, but it does not justify seeing how I had to go up and watch my baby fight for her life on their marks all over her body. She's unresponsive. Buckner said, I'm going to pick up the pieces and find out what is really happening to my daughter and why nobody even contacted me. This is a story that everybody in this chat needs to know about, not just if you live in Atlanta proper, but this is going on all around the nation with these horrible jails, right? Thank you, Graham, for $10. Thanks for being dependable, dedicated, dedicated, and determined. Thank you, Graham. I appreciate that. Callie said 888. You look very nice this evening. Thank you, Callie. I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, this is really sad, y'all. But it happened in LA when I was in LA at the LA County Jail. It's happening in Chicago, New York, at Rikers Island. This is not isolated to Fulton County, I promise you. It needs to be condemned. Thank you, Bees on Mars. This is a human rights issue at this point. Yeah, at this point. A man was eaten alive by bed bugs. Yeah. All right. Not, my goodness. Who this man? He just exudes evil, like just darkness. Okay. It's so much hate in his heart. It's like it's eating it from the inside. So from our friends over at Esquire magazine, okay, so in the nearly 35 years since Clarence Thomas joined the bench, the Supreme Court has issued numerous landmark rulings benefiting previously disenfranchised groups of Americans, often despite his dissent. Now that progress could be reversed. You're hearing it here via Esquire magazine. Thomas has made it clear that both marriage equality and birth control are on the chopping block. Reports politics correspondent Charles P. Pierce. If he pulls it off, it would be the crowning triumph of his vengeance-fueled career. Now, mind you, he ain't said nothing about Loving versus Virginia, interracial marriage. You know, he married to a white woman. So nothing about that. Just marriage equality and, you know what I'm saying. Got it. Birth control. We knew it was coming, y'all. But please don't take your eyes off of Uncle Ruckus, a.k.a. Clarence. Please keep your eyes on that story. You need to know about that, because once they start gutting our fundamentals, honey, they just going to go on a rampage, I promise you. And it wouldn't shock me if the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act may be on the chopping block. Well, Tyesse, ain't that diabolical? Hey, these are the same people that used to put smallpox in baby blankets. I mean, anything is possible. Lining his pockets because, yeah, there you go. There you go, Kirby, in a nutshell sense. Yeah. Anyways, I added this story because it is near and dear to me, close to my heart. There was a young trans woman by the name of, they called her Dream, okay? They called her Dream Johnson, and she was unalived on July 4th weekend in Washington, D.C. Let me get the information on this case. This is so sad. It really is sad, y'all. I think we got it right here. Yes. Okay, so she was shot and killed in the 2000 block of Benning Road in Northeast DC. Witnesses reportedly heard the suspect use derogatory slurs against her before the shooting. So he was walking behind her, just, you know, basically harassing her, calling her all kinds of horrific names, and then just pulled his gun out and shot her. Yeah, they took her to the hospital, and then she later succumbed to her injuries. The shooter, Edgar Eugene Arrington, was on the run for about 2 months, but he was arrested in Salisbury, North Carolina. Yeah. And so, and that was in September. He was arrested in September. Authorities say he targeted Dream with slurs about her gender identity before shooting her multiple times, as I said. So he was taken into custody in North Carolina and now faces first-degree unaliving with hate crime enhancement. And I was shocked that this particular Justice Department is doing that. I was really shocked. And Janine Pirro, I'm like, oh my God. Well, there's some things that's so blatant, you can't not charge it as a hate crime. But I was very, very moved to see that they are charging this as a hate crime. And okay. A hearing is set for the shooter on tomorrow, October 7th. Is that tomorrow, Ty Squad? Yes, that is tomorrow. Yeah, that is tomorrow. Okay. Got it. Let's see. Okay. October 7th, 2025, a preliminary hearing is scheduled for Arrington. Okay. Yeah, Uncle. Oh, you said Uncle Remus. I know about Uncle Ruckus. Uncle Remus is something else, because I have to look it up. Yeah, you got the yeah. I was like, who is Uncle Remus? Okay. All right. So let's hope that justice is served in the case of this young trans woman unalived for no reason at all. Okay. Now we got to get to this story. It's very, very important, you guys. If you're in Chicagoland, we need you. We need you. The Top Squad, we need you. If you're in Chicagoland, I know sometimes you prefer to go to grocery stores right in your neighborhood, but I need you to listen to this story. The call out is still active, y'all. Okay, this is in Forest Park, Illinois. Okay, all right.
That's new at 5 tonight.
This suburban grocery store is asking for the public's help to stay in the community. They say between the tariffs and the economic downturn, they're not sure how much longer they can keep their doors open.
It's wonderful. It's clean.
First-time shopper Joyce Williams rushed right over to the Living Fresh Market the minute she learned the local grocery store is in trouble and might close. The grocery store has been serving Forest Park and its surrounding communities for nearly 5 years, but now the owners say it may have to call it quits.
It's clean and the customer service is very friendly.
Because of the grocery store's financial situation, the owners are making a public plea and reaching out to Early Walker for help.
This is Living Fresh Market, the largest black-owned grocery store in the entire country.
The businessman and philanthropist called to action on social media, asked the community to step up this Saturday to raise $100,000.
I am pledging the first $500. I'm going to go grocery shopping myself personally tomorrow. In addition to that, I have asked for 1,000 people to join me and spend $100 a piece.
Living Fresh Market is one of the largest black-owned grocery stores in the country. It's owned by Pastor Bill Winston of the Living Word Church and his family. They own the mall where the store is too.
Jewels and Aldi's is fine, but it's nice that I can come over here and it's a lot of different cultures and stuff working.
Owners admit that business has remained slow since the pandemic. It got worse because of tariffs and people losing jobs and food assistance benefits. They estimate about a third of their customers use SNAP benefits to buy groceries.
What does that do to our communities? What does that do to already food deserts?
Winston says the grocery store needs to see around 3,000 customers a day to stay viable.
We encourage everybody to come out to support so we won't have to even think about the unthinkable.
The grocery store's owners say a closure would impact more than just the store. They say Living Fresh Market is heavily involved in the community, offering mentoring programs and providing assistance to local food pantries and shelters. So they say closing is not an option. Beyond Saturday's action, organizers of the effort to keep this store open say it can't stop there. They're asking people to come and shop at the store at least 1 to 2 times a month, all in an effort to keep it in the community. Reporting from West Suburban Forest Park, I'm Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Evelyn, thank you very much. Great.
If you can get over there, can y'all please go over there and help the store out? But is it just me? Where are all these celebrities at from Chicago? Do they even know about what's going on? Y'all, I don't want no smoke, but you in Chicago? Michael Jordan? Who else is from Chicago? All them basketball players? All right. If you're in Chicago, I understand it may be out of your way. Can you just go by and just, spend a couple of dollars, y'all? Thank y'all so much. But it's these tariffs. This is not the only store that's going through this regular, non-melanated stores. Everybody's going through this right now. Hey, William. Somebody needs a child. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just it's crazy. Jennifer Hudson, call Jennifer Hudson. Child, my dang old tripod is loose. Well, how loose are we talking? There you go. I didn't even got my other comments. The pastors of Chicago get a good offering together. Yeah, we need to get some offerings. Well, Matthew going through something already. I was gonna say call Matthew, but he already going through something right now. We better not call Matthew. All we need is $1,000 from 100 people, or $100 from 1,000 people. Did I say that right? Y'all know what I meant. Okay, now let me get this over here. I need my comments back, baby. Okay, this is getting real crazy. Oh, it's gonna get worse. It gets worse. See, we don't have time right now for Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and all this old mess. Yeah, we do a couple of shows a week, pop culture, so we can balance our energy out. But anybody got time for that mess right now? When you don't know where your next paycheck may be coming from? Anywho, Sasquatch, that was that. Let's move on. We got to move on. Those are 3 stories you need to know about. 3 stories you need to know about. Continue to share this video. Continue to share this video if you can. Thank you so much. It is time for the Black Hollywood Report. Let's jump right into it. It is time for the Black Hollywood Report. This is not TMZ. This is not the Shade Room. This is Tyesse's the Black Hollywood Report. Okay, sad news. Sad news. Ike Turner Jr. This is the son of Ike Turner and the adopted son of Tina Turner. He has taken flight, and so we want to send condolences to the bereaved family at this time. Okay, so let me put this in perspective. 3 of Tina's children have went home to be with the Lord. So 2 of her biological children and 1 of her adopted kids. Okay, Craig, her eldest son, died by self-harm in 2018 at 59. Okay, and then Ronnie, her biological son with ex-husband Ike, he passed away in December 2022 at 62 from complications of colon cancer. And now we got Ike Turner Jr., her adopted son, and Ike's biological son. He died at 67. His cause of death was reportedly kidney failure. This is just too much. This family is just, it's just so much tragedy and trauma, William. My goodness. Okay, so I can't take it anymore. What happened to the other son? There's only one son left. Now, what happened to him? Tina Turner had a 4th son, Michael Turner. He's still alive, but was estranged from her. Oh, no. And is reportedly in a convalescent home as of 2018. Okay, y'all, I'm done. Stick a fork in me tonight. I just can't do this. My God, today. Okay, so the 4th son is still alive, but they say he over there in a convalescent home. God bless him. Okay. Ooh, Jesus, can we move on? Can we move on quickly? I can't take this. The cover story of the latest issue of New York Magazine, y'all, has our girl, the queen of all media, one of my icons on the cover. She is speaking out to New York Magazine, one of the premier publications in the Big Apple. And she is saying she wants out. She is sick of this conservatorship. And I agree. I don't know what the hell is going on with the New York conservatorship people. You know, Wendy can take care of her own finances, of course, with a little help, I'm sure. Give Whitney her, I keep saying Whitney, I always say Whitney. Give Wendy her purse. This is ridiculous. She's speaking out. She wants out. She should be able to have a beautiful condo overlooking the Hudson River, you know, a caretaker. That's how I envisioned the way she was living. A beautiful, you know, apartment, a puppy, a dog or something. You know, just don't let that family be, you know, having her purse too much. Can we get some hashtags Free Wendy in the chat? Free Wendy. Can we just get a couple of hashtags? Just don't let that son, and please don't let that ex-husband hold her purse. Because whenever they get her purse, stuff just be going wrong. Give Whitney, somebody say hashtag. Hashtag give Wendy her purse. For real. Free Wendy. Thank y'all so much. Okay. It's that son, William. It was his son. Because what he did was he was over there dealing with her money. They say he was over there spending $100,000 on Uber Eats. And, you know, just wasted money. And they flagged the account. That's how it got all started. Okay, so there was some video for our next story time squad, but it had music, and I'm trying to get full monetization on this video. My Monday, Wednesday night, and Friday night shows, I need every dime, honey, of that money. Okay, so I'm going to tell it to you. I took contemporaneous notes in my mind, so I'll tell you what happened, right, time squad. The podcast, there was intros music playing in the background, Ribbon in the Sky. Don't want to take any chances. Okay. I am glad that a lot of people that were in Kenny Green's life, this is Kenny Green from the R&B hit group intro from the early 90s. One of his label mates, one of his group members, basically talked about how when he was diagnosed with HIV, his family abandoned him. You know, there was a lot of misinformation out there. It was the early 90s. Some of y'all remember that era. We was just talking about this. And I did not know his family abandoned him. And so he wound up taking him in with his wife and his kid. He said there was a lot of, there was a lot of things that he was even ignorant about. And so Kenny Green, everybody that knew the guy said he was a really great guy and a phenomenal singer. And so to hear this, to hear that he was just thrown away by his family upon hearing his diagnosis was really heartbreaking, you guys. I'm sure you can find some of the clips online. Yeah, Ribbon in the Sky, it was just so beautiful by them. And so I'm glad that people are speaking up about this, because the younger generation needs to know about what happened, especially things about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad to see that people are speaking up about this, because it happened quite a bit. Okay. All right, y'all, that's the Black Hollywood Report. We'll have some more information for you on our next live, which I believe is Patreon. Okay. All right, let's close that out. We have a new segment. We got a new segment. It's called Black Media Matters, Tyesse. It's so important right now. It's so important right now with Roland Martin and Joy Reid and Don Lemon. It is important. So we have a new segment called Black Media Matters. It really does. And so if there's a story and something that we need to get to you, we will definitely bring it to you on Monday nights. And right now we have an addition to the Native Land podcast. Okay, so Native Land consisted of Angela Rye, Andrew Gilliam, former Florida gubernatorial, and my girl Tiffany Cross. But now they are adding the abominable Bakari Sellers, so it'll be 2 men and 2 women. I'm loving this. Yeah, he wrote a lot of songs, River Mandela. Good to see you in the chat. He wrote a lot of songs. I am elated about the fact that they are adding a 4th person to the Native Land podcast. And so Andrew Gilliam, it'll be Tiffany Cross, Angela Rye, and now Bakari Sellers, everybody. So get prepared for that. I think that kind of balances it out. It was kind of odd to have 1 guy and 2 girls, so I think, I like it. I like it better with 2 men and 2 women. Yeah, and they are so informative. And right now, you need things like Native Land Podcast, Roland Martin, as I said, Joy Reid. It's so many great podcasts out there and information sources like Tamika Mallory. The list just goes on and on and on. Yeah, okay. So make sure to catch this out wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever. Yeah, okay. All right. We're moving kind of fast. So we may be out of here kind of early tonight. We're moving kind of fast, South Squad. Okay. Let me make sure we got that. We are moving kind of okay. Maybe I'm talking fast. Okay, let me see here. Okay, let's get to the talk of the net, y'all. Let's get to the talk of the net. As soon as I find a video, we're gonna get to it. Yeah. Okay. Let's get to the talk of the net, everybody. And this is from Twitter. Love it. Let's get to the talk of the net. This is from Twitter. Formerly known as Twitter, but it's X now. Okay. So Aisha Curry is letting everybody know. Aisha Curry is letting everybody know some things about her goals and aspiration, and has everybody talking, right? Has everybody talking. Why don't we take a listen and we'll talk about it on the other side.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. and I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like your fucking shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
I do not have a bone in my body that can keep anything to myself. So if it comes to mind, it's coming out. And he's so gracious. Like he tries to resonate with me, but he just can't. And he also comes from a place of like, it's effing stupid. Like, it's not true. So why are you? And I'm like, but wait, like, listen to how it makes me feel. And he's like, but why does it make you feel like that? It's not real. After we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly. I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
If I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. If you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing?
Okay, so there's so many paradoxes and paradigms, y'all. And there's a lot to unpack. I've seen some of the conversations that are being had. Girl, I think Aisha, sometimes she just, it's not oversharing. It's like Mama used to say, keep some, and tell some, right? So some things, maybe you don't have to really, go into. You can talk about it, but don't go into too much detail about it. Because the internet is not set up to understand what you're trying to say. The internet is set up for gotcha and let's drag and let's go over her what she said. Like, baby, everything don't need to be on a podcast, okay? Because people can hear several things. I am here for her. Of course she loves her children. Of course she loves her husband. There's gonna be people out there talking about, well, girl, sound like you didn't want to have kids, and sound like you was, you didn't want to be a mama. That's what it's gonna sound like to people that want to hear that, right? But most people understand what she's trying to say. Most, not all. And as a woman, she has the right to tell her story about the agency she has over her body and her autonomy. Okay? Listen, another thing is, y'all, I just think we're in an era where people just love to tear down people that are rich and wealthy. They do. It's a part of our culture. Oh, we got her. We got something on her. I don't like her anyway. It's like, yeah, I should understand what she's saying and trying to say. I do too. But Aisha, you do have that thing, mama, where you get real comfortable with people and you just start talking, girl. Just bring something in just a little bit, mom, just a little bit. Tweak it just a little bit. We got 412 people in the chat, y'all. I know one of y'all ought to hit that like button. Can we do 500 tonight again? I'm with her on the need to process her goals. And then you're saying that your husband basically is very, disconnected from your feelings. You know, that wouldn't shock me if there's a divorce somewhere down. Okay, stop. Baby, listen, if you don't want him, I promise you, he'll be all right. That happens. Now, let me tell you something, William. Sis is gonna have some problems when she turns around 50-ish. Oh, honey, she gonna have some problems. I hope it works out for her because, baby, listen, it's some about 45, 50. It's just things as you start looking back over your life, and then you start having regrets, and I don't even like you no more. Get out of my face. I hate your guts. So 40, when women go through that 45 to say 55, their life is on, this is your life mode. Yeah. Yeah, Timbri, I like that. Because of the religion they were raised in, she did not fulfill her dreams, become whole within herself before becoming Miss Curry. So many women, we talk about that in the Black church and Patreon. So many women don't even know what they want. They're not even in tune with themselves sexually. You're just told to marry somebody. Go find a man and get married. And then you go find a man and you get married, and then what? You don't even know how to please yourself, him. Yeah, Christopher Marie, yes, says I agree. Men are disconnected. Men don't get emotional about stuff like that. They don't. So I'm sorry, Aisha, that he don't really connect with you on that, sis. Most men don't. Nephew, stop. Mama has a contingency plan and a spare townhouse, I'm sure. Listen, y'all gotta watch some of them old movies back in the day, like Dolores Claiborne and Sliver. My girl Sharon Stone, and pull up a couple of them Donna Ross movies from back in the day. Y'all understand? You know what I'm saying? You got to have a backup plan, a plan B. All right, y'all. That is a talk of the net. Aisha Curry said what she said, and people are saying what they say. So, Aisha, call this girl when you get everything together, baby. All right. Where are we at? Okay. So we got that. We got the talk of the net done. Now it is time for. It's time for the it's time for Rip from the Headlines. Let's jump into it. We got 5 stories tonight, y'all, that we have ripped, that have been curated especially for my audience. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. Cue the music. Let's get into it. All right. Okay, so let's jump right into it. I don't. Steph was a Lou. I bet he's supportive. But sometimes sometimes you just you want what you want, but is he able to give it to you the way you want it? Thank you for that, Beats. All right, y'all. We got a lot to unpack tonight. Amen. Somebody say we got a lot to unpack, and we're going to just start from the top tonight and work our way down in no particular order. We got 5 stories that have been ripped from the headlines. And Tyesse is starting because she's trying to get these slides in order. Okay, wait, stop. Okay, let's jump right into it. Where do I want to start first? Okay. I'm going to start here. 47 says that he has been contacted by Puff Daddy, aka Sean Combs, concerning a pardon. That was breaking news earlier this evening. They were talking to him in a presser about Ghislaine Maxwell and the Supreme Court telling her, if you don't get your ass up out of here. She got a whole chop, Ghislaine Maxwell. But he mentioned that. Matter of fact, we have a clip from that, y'all. Let's take a listen to that. Let's take a listen.
Today, Mr. President, Say it.
The Supreme Court is back and
Yeah.
they rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance of getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're...
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
You know, I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it. I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly.
He is such a horrible liar, y'all. Ooh, that man is diabolical. He sits up and he prays like he don't know what nobody talking about. Who is that? Who is she? Oh, she asked. Oh, I really don't know. He is a horrible liar, right? I think Puff Daddy can get a pardon, even though it's sex crimes. I believe it's possible. These people, you know, if you got the money, you can get it. He actually sits there and asks, who is that? Who is Ghislaine Maxwell? The woman your attorney went down there to interview, and after he interviewed her, she was transferred to a posh, lower security prison. Her. All right. It's like that playing dumb Desiree. I just cannot, like, sir, is this what we're doing for real? He knows everything about it, Callie. He didn't know about Project 2025. He didn't know about all of this stuff. It would not shock me if he pardons Diddy. And a lot of people are like, ooh, but it's sex crimes. Do you think, honey, these people don't care? They don't care. They don't care. I think it is highly, highly possible, Tyesse. I really, really do. Okay. That is something that was really, really, really puppy catching a stray for a pardon request, y'all. Okay, so if you haven't heard, Tyler Perry has responded to Derek Dixon's situation, y'all, his legal tease, okay? And I'm paraphrasing here, y'all, but he was basically saying that Mr. Dixon mislabeled, miscategorized the relationship and is basically trying to come up and get an envelope, you know. Tyler, is that all you got, baby? You ain't got nothing better than that, Tyler? Mislabeled the relationship and you know, manipulative, and is definitely trying to sneak a little envelope and seeking to get a little settlement or something. Okay, so Tyler, at the end of the day, sir, at the end of the day, these things have been happening to you over and over again. Y'all can go around there and watch my sister Pam. She did excellent coverage on this. The video is available. Okay. This stuff is so draining, these legal cases, you know, with Tyler Perry and all these people. This is draining. It really is. Y'all go around and Pam, and Pam will give you the whole rundown on what happened. I don't know how this case is going to turn out, y'all. Can I be honest? I don't know how this one is going to turn out because this man has an EEOC complaint. He has filed a lawsuit. He has all kinds of reports, and he seems to be very, very serious. Out of all of them, this man seems to be really organized. Derek Dixon, y'all. Okay? All right. Well, since we're in that vein, y'all, our number 3 story, Tyrone Blackburn. Have you heard the breaking news? Tyrone Blackburn was sanctioned for that AI chat GPT field motion he found. So our friend to the show, Tyrone Blackburn, basically was sanctioned $5,000, everybody. Let me go on the record and say it could have been worse. It should be interesting if Dixon will be in the upcoming season Oh, that would be interesting. Yeah, we're exhausted, Jewel Bell, with Tyler Perry in these lawsuits. Okay, Tyrone Blackburn sanctioned $5,000. He was doing quite a bit, but let me tell y'all something. It could have been worse. I think Tyrone may be able to pull that 5,000 off. But like, what if it was $100,000? You know, Tyrone, maybe this is a wake up call, bro. You know, and we still waiting on the tea with what you got going, what you got cooking with TD Jakes and Brandon. You know, now that ain't the whole story. Now, Ty Squad, there's more. Sit down. There's more. Child, Dwayne Youngblood then filed a bar complaint. That's why I stopped covering this story, y'all. It's too messy. It's just messy. Dwayne Youngblood has filed a whole bar complaint, y'all. Okay, so that's another story you can go check out with Pam as well. She does really great coverage of this stuff. She breaks it down line by line, precept by precept, and she is an actual real lawyer, right? So just go and check. I was talking to her earlier this evening, and so yeah, go check out Pam, listen to it. But the headlines are Tyrone Blackburn $5,000 and Dwayne Youngblood has filed a bar complaint. Honey, when I say the plot thickens, Jewel Bell, is thickened like a Louisiana roux. Like a Louisiana roux. Okay, so our next story, we want you to be mindful that it could be triggering for some. Our next story. So many of you have been talking about this. So many of y'all have inboxed me and said, Tyesse, can you please? I said I was already on it. Yes, I'm going to cover this story. And that is the Kyron Lacey story out of Louisiana. So I'm going to give you guys a complete overview of this story because a lot of you may not be familiar with all of the details. So I'm going to give you everything concerning this story. Okay. And the recent developments that are really mind blowing. Okay. So on December 17th, 2024, a fatal multi-vehicle crash occurred on Louisiana Highway 20 and La Farouche, Paris. The crash involved the 2023 Dodge Charger, alleged to have been driven by Lacey, a Kia Cadenza, and a Kia Sorento. According to Louisiana State Police, the Charger illegally passed multiple vehicles in a no passing zone, crossed the center line, which led to a pickup truck braking and swerving, and then a chain reaction. The Cadenza swerved and collided head on with the Sorento. The passenger in the Sorento, Herman Hall, 78, died from his injuries. The state's case alleged that Lacey then fled the scene, failing to render aid or report his involvement. In January 2025, Lacey turned himself in to authorities. He was arrested and later released on a $151,000 bond. The charges included negligent homicide, felony hit and run with serious injury or death, reckless operation of a vehicle. Now, here's the part where we ask everybody to be mindful. We add trigger warnings because it's a very serious situation. Okay, so in April of this year, he took his own life, and circumstances involving a police chase in Houston. So in April 2025, he took his life after a police chase in Houston. His unaliving came just before a scheduled grand jury hearing in Louisiana, examining the December crash. So he's in Houston, he gets into a police chase, and then he unalives himself at the end of the chase. And this is just before the grand jury was going to be hearing the case over in Louisiana. So I hope y'all are following me, y'all. Okay, I hope y'all are following me. Okay, all right. His attorney, Matthew Ory, had long maintained Lacey's innocence and argued that the evidence would lead to a dismissal of the charges. Now, he was receiving so much hate and backlash, and so many people, racist, taunts. It was just horrible, y'all. It was a lot. Here is where the story takes a turn that I didn't see coming. Nobody saw coming. In October 2025, new video evidence was released by Lacey's attorney that challenges the state's police original narrative. The video shows Lacey's vehicle was approximately 72 yards behind the crash site when the collisions occurred, meaning he arrived after the collision rather than being a part of the cause. He went through all of that, you guys, and he was not even a part of the crash. People were so horrible online. And you got to understand, the young mind is not like my mind or some of us that are older. You know, they can't take a lot of this mess, you know. So he was not a part of or the cause of the crash. His attorney says data from the parish's district attorney independent review confirms Lacey was back in his lane and traveling safely leading up to the crash. He also points out discrepancies in witness statements, including body cam footage in which a trooper seemingly directed a witness to mention that they braked to avoid. Yeah, they led the witnesses on, y'all. This baby took his life. It was too much. I think the situation in Houston compounded with what was going on in Louisiana. It was too much. Then you add how people are treating him online. Yeah, it's a lot. And then you got state troopers and people lying and trying to put together a story. He needs to be, the trooper needs to be in jail. I'm sorry. Yeah. So seemingly directed a witness to mention that they braked to avoid a Charger, Lacey's vehicle, and inconsistencies between verbal and written statements. In response, the Louisiana Attorney General's office announced it would initiate an independent review of the crash and all evidence after the new video raised some serious doubts about the original investigation. Okay, let's just go over a few extra things here, Ty Squad. Originally, Lacey was accused of causing the fatal crash by dangerous driving and then fleeing the scene. He died before his case could fully be adjudicated. Now, newly surfaced evidence suggested he was not in front of or involved in the crash itself, but rather arrived behind it, contradicting initial claims. The case is still being revisited and reviewed by authorities. Okay, so that's just in a nutshell what's going on. And so I don't know of any lawsuits, but there needs to be plenty, LaShonda. Plenty lawsuits. Okay, so we got a lot of work to do with our number one story tonight, y'all. We got a lot of work to do. Okay, so let's get this. Let's roll up our sleeves. Our number one story tonight. We got a lot of work to do. Roll your sleeves up. Pull up your pillow in bed. We got to do some work here, okay? But before we do that, why don't we do our nightly? Before we get to the number one story tonight, if you want to support this fantabulous program and channel, you may do so right now, okay? Tyesse 76 is basically everything, or Tyesse Report for PayPal. If you enjoy what I do, there have been seeds sown already tonight. Please consider supporting this platform and all that we do. We try to make about $500 a week because it covers a lot, okay? A lot of expenses. So we just need $100 a day. That's very easy to accomplish, okay? And sometimes on Tuesday and Thursday, because we don't have a lot of shows, we have to, you know, fill in the gap a little extra. So we make it work, okay? Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all again. There are multiple ways to give on your screen, including Chime now if you have Chime. All right? We'll put this up again at the end of the show. All right. We got a situation over in Chicago, y'all. We got a situation over in Chicago where we're getting confirmed reports that ICE are treating Black people like it's 1860. Okay. This is not made up. This is not folklore. This is not people just, trying to exaggerate. This is people on the ground, eyewitness accounts in Chicago. They are treating Black people like trash. And if you think it don't affect you, it's probably coming to a city very soon near you. We are already in an authoritarian state, but it's going to get really, really real. Authoritarianism is a real thing, y'all. Okay? We got a video to look at. The Mayor Johnson, is fighting back, and he says enough is a damn enough. And he is putting some things in place. Let's take a look at Mayor Johnson. Okay?
Today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
Did y'all hear that? He is trying to put something in place to at least try to stave off some of this stuff. One more time.
Today, we are signing an executive order aimed at reining in this out-of-control administration. The order establishes ICE-free zones. That means that city property and unwilling private businesses will no longer serve as staging grounds for these raids.
A lot of people say, listen, y'all know the feds supersede city, state, and all of that. So listen, anything helps, but y'all know the feds have so much. Yeah, okay. This is crazy, y'all. This is absolutely crazy. Yeah. A passport costs $65 for adults and improves the Please get one and keep it with you. Yeah, I agree. Pastor Moss is doing such phenomenal work in Chicago. And so we want to take time and listen. Absolutely, I need everybody to listen to what he's saying. Ida B. Wells said we need people that do the reporting for us so that the world knows what's going on. Okay? Let's take a listen. Let's listen to the whole thing.
Share something with you that is happening all across the city and also this state. We are in a moment in not only history, but in this city where our city is under siege. Our city is under siege, not from foreign forces, but our city is under siege from those who I like to call Confederate apologists and antebellum fanboys. And it is our responsibility to speak with moral clarity and a spiritual rooting. We have witnessed some things that have happened in this city, whether you live in Broadview or where the ICE headquarters are, where it's difficult for people who are our seasoned saints to breathe because of the pepper spray and the tear gas. Or if you are in South Shore, as recently that ICE, rappelling from helicopters, they detained everyone in one building in South Shore, claiming that they were looking just for a quote-unquote a few undocumented. They zip-tied children, brought them out at 3 a.m. in the morning, and they carted away their parents, and none of them were willing to identify themselves. They busted down doors. All of this has been documented, but we want to share something with you, and I say we, because there is a coalition of churches across this city that we will not be quiet in the midst of what is happening. I want to thank God for my sisters and brothers from the south side, west side, the north side, also in the suburbs. We are not going quietly, and we will not bend, and we will not back up. We say this collectively. All of us are saying the same thing today. What you will hear me say, churches across this city, whether they are black, white, Latino, Asian, whatever they are saying the same thing today from their pulpits. Now, those churches that want to be silent, go ahead and be silent. But for the rest of us, we are going to speak and speak loudly in reference to what is happening, because this is immoral. This has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Whatever, Jesus never called families to be separated, for children to be zip-tied, for seniors to be traumatized. This has nothing to do with the gospel, and has nothing to do with, quote unquote, finding people who are undocumented or illegal. We are living in a moment of authoritarianism in this nation. We are not on a road to it. We have somebody who wants to be a king, not a president, and wants to create a monarchy for his own family. And so this is a statement that we have created, that we want to make sure that those across the city are very clear. Family, today, we are joining faith communities across Illinois and across this nation, declaring that our faith is stronger than fear. We lift our voices together so the world knows fear will not divide us, silence us, or stop us from seeking justice. We resist the rise of white Christian nationalism, and we boldly declare that this will not be a country living under authoritarian rule. We stand in the tradition of our ancestors who chose faith over fear, justice over injustice, and courage over silence. Today, we join our voices with theirs. We are the salt of the earth. We are the light of the world. And never forget, salt always melts ice. And light always drives out darkness. If you will stand with me right now, we put our fists in the air and we say, faith over fear. Faith over fear. Faith over fear. Let us pray. Lord God, we thank you that you are God of liberation and power. You have called us to be the salt of the earth and the light of this world. We will lift our voices, speak with moral clarity, and we will speak liberation in this moment. No child should ever be zip-tied and taken out of a building at 3 a.m. No elder should ever be traumatized, a door broken down when they have a walker and can't even get out of the building. We declare right now in your son's name, we will push back against forces that seek to demean our capacity to live out to the fullness of what you have called us to be. Faith over fear, we claim that you have not given us the spirit of fear, that your spirit and love drives out all fear. And we declare right now, in the name of Jesus, we shall be victorious, for we are your people. We trust in you in all our ways, and we will hold on to your unchanging hand. We thank you and we love you, and in Jesus' name we pray, and the people of God who love God may say, faith over fear. Amen. Amen.
Shout out to Otis Moss over in Chicago for doing the work. It don't take nothing but integrity and courage to stand in your pulpit and speak truth to power. All you got to do is stand there and speak truth to power. It's not hard. And if your church is not speaking like that, not speaking to the issues of the day, you don't need to give them another dime. And you also need to gather your things and walk out the door and don't ever return. Find somebody that is about social justice. Find a ministry. Find somebody that has their eyes on the prize and their feet in the streets. We're hearing it. We're talking about it on The View. Seniors pulled out of their houses, not even offered a chair to sit in, sit on the ground. And if you don't think it can happen to you, it's coming, y'all. It's coming. That ain't a fear tactic. It is coming to a city near you. Salt always melts ice. That was powerful. All movements, including the civil rights movement, started in the church. I can imagine, Sarah. So that's Chicago. We're also dealing with things over in Portland. Gavin Newsom is suing the Trump administration. We have so many things going on. We got problems still, hot spots over in the DMV. We got problems down in Texas, Florida. So this ain't Chicago. We heard about what's going on down in Memphis. They're teaming up with the police, like some type of super slave patrol that they have formed. So we want to keep an eye. We want to keep an eye on this, y'all. Let your children know what's going on. Don't shelter them. Let them know what's going on. So if something happens by them, they know my mother, my grandmother told me about this. Talk to the kids. Talk to your neighbors. It's time out for everybody living in these bubbles, isolated. Do you know your neighbors? Do they know you? Can they go to the news and tell the people what happened? If something happened. So many people live so isolated. If something should happen, wouldn't nobody even know what your name is, because nobody in the neighborhood know you. It's time to network, talk to each other. We're going to need community right now, y'all. That's what we're going to need. We're going to need to lean on each other, talk to each other. We got to put this gay and straight aside. We got to put all of these different isms and schisms aside right now and work on defeating Discourage that was elected on November 5th. Because we got 3 more years of this madness. People did not think. They didn't think, y'all. You really, the man knows how to, manipulate and do things, y'all. Yeah. They know. Hold on one second. Okay, I don't know what this is. Okay, but yeah, it's time. It is time to really take stock. It is time to really take stock in your ministry, in your church, where you sow into. Are they speaking like Bishop? Are they speaking like Pastor Amos? Are they speaking clearly about the items of the day? That clip was very, very powerful. We got work to do, y'all. Roll up your sleeves. Get active. Don't get so scared and so anxious that which I ain't nothing I can do. I'm gonna just hide, run and hide. No, this ain't no time to run and hide. It's a time to figure out what the hell is going on and fight back and resist. Our ancestors went through worse and they persevered, right? Our ancestors went through worse and they persevered. So I know we can. All right. I think we're done. We got everything done. We got our headlines. We're done a little earlier. I like to do like 90 minutes, but got everything done today. Tell me this. Are there some stories or something that has caught your eye while we have a few extra moments? And also, please be sure to support the platform, y'all. We need to make sure we raise what we need to raise every day. Thank y'all so much. If you haven't done so, that will be our time, okay? Please support the official Tyesse Report if you can. Only if you can. Thank y'all. Okay. Is there something from the the news cycle that you want to bring to my attention? Now is the time, instead of waiting until we not even talking about that kind of stuff. Now would be a great time for you to be the producer you really want to be. Tell me what's going on. Is there something locally in your city? What is going on that is really, really caught your eye? We will make it. Yes, we will. Yeah, we will. Is there anybody out of the nearly 500 people here that has a story that I didn't cover tonight? I'm gonna wait and see if there's somebody, and see we'll be live doing a whole other show, and then they'll be in the chat. I think people just like to do that, and then they'll throw something in the chat. There's not even related. That's for Wednesday night, Sharonda. Yeah, that's Wednesday night. I do know about it. I'm aware of what's going on, but yeah, that's for Wednesday night. Anything else outside of our Wednesday night topics? Anything else? Is there a story that I may have missed? It's the air conditioner, Tyesse. Ooh, Tyesse, that's his air conditioner. Anything else, Tyesse Wild? If not, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Williams will be live at 10:15. We're supposed to be live at 10:15, but he's not live. Okay, he's not live. But I'll get the link for y'all. Okay, copy. I don't know if I'm gonna be up late tonight, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna be up late tonight. I keep, staying up late with these shows, and I leave my show, then I go to another show, then I'm up to 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, y'all. I don't know. Okay. TD Jakes made an unexpected exit from the pulpit yesterday. Thank y'all. Wednesday. Yes. Okay. Yeah, he was here. He said that. Yes. Did you know about Little Latin Kings putting hit out on ICE agents? I have heard about that, but that we're getting a lot of that. So there's a such thing in gang culture called a green light, and so that kind of stuff is really serious. So you don't know what is TikTok rumor and what is actually real. Yeah, I saw somebody mention that earlier. That's crazy if that's the case. That's crazy. And I said that eventually somebody's gonna get hurt, and that's the last thing we want. Do you think the government shutdown will last until the end of the year? You never know. You never know. Okay, William is live. That is crazy, Janai. I think Rita mentioned that earlier. I saw Williams post on IG. I wish people would be kinder while he puts Is that really William? Do not be talking about me. Okay, wait a minute. I don't think that's really William. Because William wouldn't have said, do not be talking about me. Let me see who this is in the chat. Y'all hold on. Is that really William? That might be William. Come on and stay up late. Oh, I'm not going to be up late. I'm not. I'll be waking up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, y'all. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it tonight, y'all. I'm going to do like an hour. I'm going to do like I thought that was somebody that trolled. Child, listen. I'm going to see what I can do tonight, y'all. Okay, y'all. Oh, we got 454 people. And we only have Joyce Dorsey. Okay, William, I see you live. If I can see. Hello. We coming, and they coming. People gonna come. I didn't know who that was. I'm like, what? They gonna come over. All right. Okay. What's up with this saying? Okay. We got Joyce Dorsey said something. Make sure y'all support this channel. Okay. Stop. Mama Joyce, and we got 500 people here. We know about 200 is from them other channels. We know that. You did, Brandy Watts, good. Well, make sure we hit our quota before we get up out of here. 500 people? That is crazy. All right, we'll make sure we hit our quota. Let me see what we got with this stuff days. Okay, we $52 short. We'll get it tomorrow. Now listen, we gotta make it up tomorrow. Now I gotta go because I want to make me something to eat. We gotta go. Okay, so we'll make the $52 up tomorrow. Okay. Stop. We got $52 that we gotta hit. We gotta make $152 tomorrow. Now we leave the plates here. We leave the buckets here unfinished. So that means we gotta make $152 tomorrow. Are y'all willing to do that? We coming after our, we gotta do our benediction. Okay, so y'all understand we're gonna be $52 in the hole. So we got to start with minus 52 and then we go from there. Okay, y'all. I would love for about 200 of y'all to come over there to, and support. William, about 200, while we run. About 200 of y'all to come over there. Listen, I'm going to give me something to snack on and eat, whatnot. What's tomorrow? Oh, we got a show tomorrow. We got an afternoon show tomorrow, y'all. We got a, what is it called? What's it called? A Tuesday report. Now you say, why are we rushing? You know what? Because I'm ready to stretch out. I'm ready to stretch out and do my thing. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Okay, now we may be able to hit it. Now we $27 short. I think we may be able to hit our goal before we get up out of here. Sir Rob 2, thank you. Good show tonight. Keep doing the work. That's what I'm planning on doing. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna just stick around and see if we go. Okay, now we $17 short. Yeah, let William get warmed up. Let him get warmed up. Trying to reach my goal. I'm too close. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. Oh, Tyesse, you're supposed to start something tonight. Oh my God, I forgot. It was new. Damn. It ain't too late. It ain't too late. It ain't too late, y'all. It ain't too late. I'm supposed to do. Oh, it was. I seen it right there, written down. It's called the late viewer recap. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. I can still do it. Maybe I get that $17. It's called the late viewer recap, y'all. For people like the LRL community, they come out of Patreon, and so okay. Okay, I'm sorry. That was supposed to. That's on me. Okay, it's a late viewer, but we need to make sure they're late viewers. If you are a late viewer, can you put in the chat LV? LV, if you are a late viewer, did you get here late? Now let me know. We need to keep this segment going. Let me see how many people were late, and then I'll know if I need to do this every week. Okay. Where are the LVs at? Don't just say that because you just want me to say. And then we also have the Cash App QR code right there at the top, y'all. Okay. Don't be saying it just because you want me to say. Did you really get here late? We have a late viewer recap. Let me see that. All of y'all, no, all of y'all ain't late. Okay. Oh, child, that's impossible. Okay. Let me do it. Let me do it for y'all. Okay, so we talked about the Living Fresh Market in Forest Park, Illinois, and they needed, they need people to come in because they're in the area where they might be closing, y'all. They're in the danger zone fiscally. So if you're in Chicago, please stop by Living Fresh Market and support them. Okay, I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. We talked about that. That was one of the 3 stories you should know about. We also talked about the atrocious living conditions at the Fulton County Jail, and there is a young woman with mental disabilities that have been beaten and left on life support by another inmate. We also had a man that was eaten by bed bugs there, and so it is a despicable place. The Fulton County Jail. Many say it needs to be condemned. So we covered that. That was one of the 3 stories we needed you to know about tonight. Also, Clarence Thomas, just a real dark energy in the world. Clarence Thomas has set his sights, he says, on marriage equality and birth control. He wants to get that done, I guess, before he leaves this earth. No word on Loving versus Virginia. Y'all know, because y'all know he's married to a white woman, right? No word on that. Okay. Yeah. So birth control and marriage equality. Marriage equality is his signature goal that he wants to get done. All right. And I talked about the tragic death of a young woman by the name of Dream. She's a trans woman. It happened 4th of July weekend in Washington, D.C. She was taunted and followed by a man, a black man, 38 years old, followed her and shot her in Washington, D.C. She was taken to a local hospital and she succumbed to her injuries. The alleged shooter, was tracked down to North Carolina. He has been brought to justice. He will be charged with a hate crime. Okay. And then we talked about the Black Hollywood Report. The Black Hollywood Report, we talked about Ike Turner Jr., who passed away. This is the 3rd of 4 sons that has passed away from Tina Turner and the late rock icon Ike Turner. Yeah. All right. Our girl Wendy Williams is covering New York Magazine, and she wants out. She wants out. Okay. And so be sure to read that article at your leisure. Also talked about the podcast that is circulating around the internet, R&B group Intro. Kenny Green, one of his bandmates, talked about how he was treated by his family and thrown away after his HIV diagnosis, and how he was able to take him in with his wife and young child. And so that was a beautiful story of brotherhood with the group Intro. Yes. So that was that. And then we did have something else. The talk of the net, Tyesse Curry. Y'all remember her? Tyesse Curry. Well, I'll play a little bit of it.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals, and I was never the little girl that.
Of course, Tyesse sometimes gets a little oversharage, but I understood what she was saying. So that was a talk of the net. Tyesse Curry talks about the fact that she had goals, like many women. Many women have goals and aspirations that don't line up with their life plan, right? Or their life path. So we talked about that. And then we went into our new segment, Black Media Matters, where we gave you an update on the Native Land Podcast edition of Bakari Sellers is joining Andrew Gilliam, Angela Wright, and Tiffany Cross. That was phenomenal. Yeah. All right. And then, of course, our rip from the headline stories, we talked about Tyler Perry finally responded to the lawsuit with Derek Dixon. We also talked about Tyrone Blackburn basically being sanctioned $5,000, and Dwayne Youngblood filing a bar complaint. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a lot. Of course, Puff Daddy came up during a presser with 47 discussing Ghislaine Maxwell. And yeah, 47 said, did he ask him for a pardon? Sure did. We talked about the young man from Louisiana, Kyron. It was just so sad and tragic what happened. And now the truth is finally coming out. And so we're going to keep an eye on this story. Okay. And of course, you may have already seen it because we talked about it towards the end. What's going on in Chicago and truly around the country right now. It's really, really sad and disheartening what's going on with Black people. Yeah, let's keep an eye on Chicago, Memphis, Portland, and everywhere in between. Okay. And I also gave you an update on the government shutdown. And let me get that for you. There was an update on the government shutdown. Senators voted 52-42 on the House passed bill, which needed 60 votes to advance. Yeah, and would have funded the government at Biden-era spending levels until late November. The tally has remained virtually unchanged other than absences since the shutdown started last Wednesday. Okay. And there was a trio of Democrats who crossed over to vote with Republicans. Senator Cortez Masto, Angus King, and John Fetterman, respectively, all crossed over. But they did it 3 times before with the other 3 votes. So we're on day 6 of this nightmare. Yeah. All right. I hope that recap helped you guys, but you can also go back and play it and watch the commentary. That may, all right. Yeah. He was, Marcus. He was. So you can also go back and just play it back from the beginning. All right. And I was able to do my whole 90 minutes because I did the recap. Wonderful. I love it. Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight to Rip from the Headlines, a show out of the mind of Tyesse Jackson. Thank you, Jason Prince. And you know what, y'all? We reached our goal tonight. Thank y'all so much. Thank you, everybody. And we hit it right on, what I say, right on the nose, thanks to the generosity of Denise. Thank you, Denise. She sent the $17. Yes. And if you want to go back and watch the commentary, the full commentary, you can do so later, or you can do so immediately following the show. It's up to you. Okay. All right, everybody. I love you. I'm going to head over to Williams. As I said, I listen, y'all. I'll be waking up too late. I'm going to head over to Williams. And if you want to go over there with me, feel free to do so. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. There it is. Okay. You can put orange hearts in the chat immediately upon coming in so they can get a count for IRS purposes. Okay. Orange hearts in the chat upon coming in. Okay. So he knows that you came from over here. All right, everybody, have a phenomenal night. I will see you tomorrow afternoon for the Tuesday report. But I'm thinking about doing something else because the news is kind of heavy today. So we may be doing something else tomorrow. Maybe a surprise for you tomorrow. Maybe a surprise. You'll see. Okay. Let's get down the road. The link is in the chat for William. Have a great night. Cue the music. See y'all at Williams in what, a minute or two. Love y'all. Have a good night. Remember, if it was headline news, we were on it.